Hello, my team and I, we are going to talk about the computer-assisted language learning. Our team is formed by Alina, Dan, Arlette, Madison, and me. My name is Janet. I hope you enjoy this video.
Computer-assisted language learning (CALL) or computer-aided instruction (CAI), computer-aided language instruction (CALI), is briefly defined in a seminal work by Levi as the research for and a study of applications of the computer in the language of teaching and learning. CALL embraces a wide range of information and communications technology, applications, and approaches to teaching and learning foreign languages, from the traditional drill and practice programs that characterized CALL in the 1960s and 1970s to more recent manifestations of CALL, for example, as using virtual learning environment and web-based distance learning. It also extends to the use of corpora concordance, interactive whiteboards, computer-mediated communication, language learning in virtual worlds, and mobile-assisted language learning (MAL). The term CALI, computer-assisted language instruction, was in use before CALL, reflecting its origins as a subset of the general term CAI, computer-assisted instruction. CALI fell out of favor among language teachers, however, as it appeared to imply a teacher-centered approach, instructional, whereas language teachers are more inclined to prefer a student-centered approach, focusing on learning rather than instruction. CALL began to replace CALI in the early 1980s, and it is now incorporated into the names of the growing number of professional associations worldwide.
Now let's talk about some important concepts of CALL. To be realistic, although most teachers through the world still use chalk and blackboard, CALL is used routinely in language instruction in highly developed countries such as the USA, Japan, and Western European countries, including Turkey, to provide supplementary practice in the four skills: writing, reading, speaking, and listening, as well as grammar and problem solving. Computers have been used for language teaching for more than 3 decades. According to Warshauer and Haley in 1998, the history of CALL can be divided into 3 stages: behavioristic CALL, communicative CALL, and integrative CALL. Each stage corresponds to a certain pedagogical approach. Behavioristic CALL was formed in the late 1960s and used widely in the 1970s under the influence of audiolingual teaching method. In this stage of CALL, repetitive language drills, referred to as drill and practice, were used. The computer was seen as a mechanical tutor who never allowed students to work at an individual pace, which hindered motivation. Further, it included extensive drills, grammatical explanation, and translations at various intervals. Warsher and Healy, 1998. Communicative CALL corresponds to cognitive theories which stressed that learning was a process of discovery, expression, and development. Under the influence of communicative language teaching, defendants of communicative CALL argue that computer-based activities should focus more on using forms. Software developed in this period, including text reconstruction programs and simulations. In communicative CALL, the focus was not so much on what students did with the computer, but rather what they did with each other while working at the computer. In integrated CAL, by the 1990s, communicative CAL began to be criticized. New second language acquisition theories and socio-cognitive views influenced many teachers and led them to use more social and learner-centered methods. This time, emphasis was put on language use in authentic social contexts. Task-based, project-based, and content-based approaches all sought to integrate learners in authentic environments and also to integrate the various skills of language learning and use. In integrative approaches, students are enabled to use a variety of technological tools as an ongoing process of language learning and use rather than visiting the computer lab once a week basis for isolated exercises.
We have some main theories. The first one is Sidney Presey. He is the earliest computer-aided instruction was invented in 1925. Presey's multiple choice machine. He is professor of psychology at Ohio State University. Secondly, we have Petr Trojansky. He created a machine that can choose and type words concurrently during a translation process. This machine was patented and is considered to be the first computer-aided translation tool. The third one is Alec Glennie. He developed the AutoCode, which some consider to be the first complete computer programming language. This means it could be translated directly into machine code in 1952. On the fourth place, we have Dennis Ritchie, whose invention of the Unix operating system and programming language paved the way for the creation of the Internet, smartphone, e-banking, and modern computer software.
This figure from Levy and Hubbard shows how the learner interacts through the computer in the broadest sense with teachers, peers, others, and materials in the pursuit of language learning objectives. Among other things, this mediation can involve archiving and indexing, transferring, linking, time control, and transforming. These can and often do change the nature of the interaction as when machine translation or speech recognition is available. While the use of learning analytics for CALL is relatively new, learner tracking data, whether script-based or collected by means of script recording software, has been used for several decades to answer specific research questions in the field of second language learning. A study by Devsky in 2003, which analyzed 91 CALL research articles published between 1980 and 2000 in 7 English language journals, found that the use of computer-based tracking methods evolved from 0% in 1984 to 1988 to 25% in 1990 and 1994, and 15.94% in 1996 to 2000. The other main methods were questionnaire survey, which was 36.23%, document examination, which was 34.78%, interview, observation, think aloud protocols, and language tests. When considering the collection and analysis of learner tracking data, it is important to distinguish between human interactions via the computer. When the computer is used as a tool or tutor for learning, artifacts created by learners interacting with each other can be analyzed to inform second language acquisition. For example, computer logs of human-computer interactions reflecting a learner's action in a dedicated learning program include a lot of diverse data about the use of tools and resources. According to Fisher in 2007, this kind of empirical evidence in support of the value of pedagogical features built into CALL programs is fundamental to the advancements of knowledge in the field of CALL. Most examples of CALL studies that have collected learner tracking data concern glossary use for reading comprehension and vocabulary retention, In those cases, the words clicked by students, the number of clicks, and other keyboard activities were automatically logged. Student behavioral data such as time on task and navigation patterns could be derived from the raw data, and the effect of the glossary consultation behavior was checked against vocabulary or reading competence.
The implications of CALL in second language teaching are many. Some say that it is not an efficient way to get students at a wished level of proficiency in a language, while some say that using CALL the right way in the right conditions can lead the students to a very good level of proficiency in a language. Some of the advantages of CALL is that it can get students interested and motivated. CALL programmers can provide ways to learn English through computer games, animated graphics, and problem-solving techniques which can make drills more interesting. It also gives students individualization, a compatible learning style, optimal use of learning time, and immediate feedback, which is one of the main advantages of this technology. It also gives error analysis and guided repetitive practice. On the other hand, some of the disadvantages of CALL is that the equipment is not handy, and for instance, there is an increase in educational costs. There is also a lack of trained teachers, and currently CALL programs aren't perfect. They are unable to handle unexpected situations because computers merely have artificial intelligence and it cannot deal with learners' unexpected learning problem or respond to learners' questions immediately as teachers do.